European countries, together with Ukraine, are preparing a 12-point proposal aimed at ending Russia's war against Ukraine. The plan focuses on freezing the current front lines, rejecting any new territorial demands from Moscow, and prioritizing long-term security and reconstruction. According to Bloomberg, key elements reportedly include the return of deported Ukrainian children, prisoner exchanges, accelerated EU membership for Ukraine, and large-scale financial aid for rebuilding the country. About $300 billion in frozen Russian assets would be released only if Moscow contributes to Ukraine's post-war recovery. If Russia attacks again, sanctions would automatically be reimposed. A peace council chaired by US President Donald Trump is expected to oversee the implementation of the plan. The initiative is designed to counter the Kremlin's push for Kyiv's surrender and to give Ukraine and Europe a stronger negotiating position. The proposal's details are still being finalized and will require coordination with Washington. NATO has kicked off its annual Steadfast Noon nuclear exercise at the Volkel Air Base in the Netherlands, bringing together 71 aircraft from 18 allied countries. The drills, which will last about 2 weeks, are designed to test the security and readiness of NATO's nuclear deterrent systems, not to use them. Most of the activity is taking place over the North Sea, far from Russia and Ukraine, but the message is unmistakable. With a recent surge in drone incursions into NATO airspace, some linked to Moscow, the alliance wants to show it remains fully prepared to defend every inch of its territory.
We've long not talked about this, but it's certainly time that we talk to our publics about it. We've seen continued rhetoric from Russia. And again, this isn't saber rattling. This is about demonstrating that we can do this on any given day.
While no live nuclear weapons are used in the exercise, the focus is on securing them and maintaining operational discipline, especially aimed heightening security alerts across Europe. U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham says Russian dictator Putin must face a higher price for his determination to prolong the war in Ukraine. In a post on X, Graham said he appreciates the efforts of President Donald Trump and his team to end the war, but warned that success requires both sides to agree. Ukraine has accepted Trump's proposal for a ceasefire, while Russia appears determined to continue the bloodshed, Graham wrote. The senator added that it's time for Putin to feel the growing cost of his endless desire to continue this war. Graham has also been among the most vocal U.S. lawmakers in support of tough measures against Moscow. Earlier this year, he warned that the Senate was poised to introduce sanctions that could render Russia a trade island. He also said that America's withdrawal from Afghanistan had emboldened aggressor worldwide, a mistake that could still be corrected by strong leadership in confronting Russia's war against Ukraine. In August, Graham suggested that the war could end by Christmas, but only if Trump, Putin, and President Zelensky meet for direct talks. Putin must bend how Trump could strike back at Russia, according to the New York Post. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov made it clear to U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio that the Kremlin isn't interested in any peace deal short of Ukraine's surrender. That means President Donald Trump will not be able to secure a ceasefire unless he gives Putin serious reasons to end the war now, the New York Post writes. According to the paper, whatever Putin may have promised during his recent phone call with Trump, Moscow has offered nothing that would make a personal meeting in Budapest worth the trip. Trump still has several strong options on the table, such as sending Ukraine Tomahawk and Barracuda cruise missiles, even a limited initial delivery backed by a readiness to expand supplies could give Kyiv the ability to strike Russia's energy facilities and military factories deep inside its territory. Another possible step, the outlet says, will be introducing secondary sanctions against China and other nations that continue to buy large amounts of Russian oil, effectively financing Putin's war machine. Meanwhile, Putin keeps trying to break Ukraine through missiles and drone strikes against civilian infrastructure, but he is facing a shortage of manpower on the front line, while falling global oil prices are tightening Moscow's budget. As the New York Post concludes, the situation and Putin's future largely depends on what Trump decides to do next. Ukraine unveils upgraded long-range sea drone powered by AI and public donations. Ukraine Security Service has presented a new, more advanced version of its Sea Baby Sea drone, an unnamed vessel capable of operating anywhere in the Black Sea. The upgraded drone can now travel up to 1,500 kilometers, carry heavier weapons including rocket launchers, and use AI-assisted targeting. The SBU says the technology has already helped force Russia to move much of its Black Sea fleet away from occupied Crimea to safer waters near Novorossiysk. The Sea Baby can also launch small aerial drones, carries self-destruct systems to prevent capture, and is operated remotely from a mobile control center, keeping its crew at a safe distance. Brigadier General Ivan Lukashevich said it shows how effectively Ukrainian donations are being used to defend the country. Thanks to this technology, the operators are in a relatively safe space and even joke about it.
We can be on the move and operate from any point in the world using these technologies. I could say we could even stop for a hot dog along the road while carrying out the mission.
At the same time, Russia's strategic nuclear forces held large-scale exercises featuring test launches of intercontinental ballistic missiles and long-range cruise missiles. According to the Kremlin, a Yars intercontinental ballistic missile was fired from the Plesetsk launch site in northwestern Russia, while a Sineva missile was launched from a submarine in the Barents Sea. Tu-95 strategic bombers also took part, firing cruise missiles as a part of the drill. Moscow said the exercise was designed to test the readiness of its nuclear command structure. The drill coincided with a postponement of a planned summit between Putin and U.S. President Donald Trump to discuss the war in Ukraine, while Putin stressed that the exercise had been scheduled in advance. It came just hours after Trump announced that the meeting in Budapest was on hold, saying he did not want it to become a waste of time. That's all for now. For more content, please subscribe.